Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we will be presenting our infographic topic on verbal abuse in organizations, families, and social media. My name is Gan Manfred White.
Hi, I'm Fan Kai Ho.
Hello, my name is Wei Qi Song.
Good day, my name is Lo Shayong.
Hi, my name is Jia Ji-yong.
Hello, I'm Chao Guian.
Hi, my name is Hui Mei-jing.
Hi, my name is Ching Wei Lam.
Hi, I'm Yu Changxia.
Hi, my name is Zhou Youchen.
I will begin by explaining the definition of verbal abuse to give you all an idea on our topic. First, verbal abuse is a form of emotional abuse. It involves using words to hurt, control, or manipulate someone. It can take many forms, including insults, name-calling, yelling, and other aggressive forms of communication. Verbal abuse may also involve the use of threats, criticism, and put-downs, as well as gaslighting. It's important to understand that verbal abuse can occur in many different settings, which include personal relationships, workplace relationships, or even social situations. Regardless of the setting, verbal abuse is a serious form of emotional abuse, and it can have long-term effects on a person's mental health. If you or someone you know is experiencing verbal abuse, it is important to seek help and support. You don't have to suffer in silence, and there are resources available to help you. Remember that no one deserves to be verbally abused, and it's important to take steps to protect your mental health and well-being. Now, my groupmates will explain in more detail about the various examples of verbal abuse.
Come in.
Yes, boss, is there anything?
What the hell is this meeting? Why all this data is not accurate?
It's because...
No. I don't want to hear any excuse from you. You know this is just only a simple job. Even my 9-year-old son can do this better than you. Okay, now I give you 2 more days. You do all of this documentation again. Is that clear?
Yes, boss.
Are you dumb, woman? I can't hear you clearly.
Yes, boss.
Now, get this thing, get out of my office. I don't want to see your face again unless you do this job done.
Yes.
In the workplace, communication is crucial for effective collaboration and productivity. However, sometimes emotion can run high, and it can be challenging to communicate in a calm and respectful manner. One such example is name calling, which involves using insulting language to attack someone's character or intelligence. This behavior is unprofessional and can lead to negative work relationships and decreased job satisfaction. Similarly, threats such as telling someone they will lose their job or receive a negative performance review can create a sense of fear and anxiety in the workplace. This kind of language can lead to toxic work environment and can cause stress and burnout. Moreover, yelling and screaming can also be problematic in the workplace as it can create a hostile work environment and decrease morale. In conclusion, it is as essential to communicate effectively and respectfully in the workplace to maintain positive relationships and foster a healthier work environment.
What are you doing, Sarah? You haven't finished your homework yet.
I'm almost done, Mom.
Almost done? You're always so slow. You can't even do your homework well. How come you success in your future?
I'm sorry, I will work harder.
And why you look so messy? Your hair is mess, your clothes also wrinkled.
I don't know, Mom.
You don't know? You know nothing. Such a failure.
And how about your friends? She got a top university. How's your grade?
B.
Only got a D. You should ashamed of yourself.
I'm trying my best, Mom.
Your best is never going to good enough.
Where you want to go? You haven't finished your homework yet.
Verbal abusing can be happen in many places. One of the example is verbal abusing by family member. Insulting someone is one kind of verbal abusing. Insult is using derogatory terms to refer to someone or making offensive remark about someone's looks, skill, or personality, such as calling other family member useless, making fun of others with bad intention in public, and etc. Besides that, criticism is also a way of verbal abusing. Excessive criticism, criticizing someone's choices or behavior all the time and making fun of them. For example, parents constantly comparing their kid to other kids, criticizing their choice of hobby, the way they deal with problems or their achievement. Other than that, threatening is also considered as verbal abusing. Threatening is controlling someone's behavior or conduct by using threat or violence, abandonment, or other type of punishment such as blackmailing. That's all from me of verbal abusing in family. Thank you and goodbye.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Hey, not much.
Hey, is he upset? Is everything alright?
No, not really. Louis been sending me all kind of mean messages on the internet.
What kind of message?
All this kind of mean message. He keeps saying things like, I'm worthless. I'm so sad.
That's terrible. You should have to talk to someone about it.
I don't know who to talk to. I don't want to make a big deal out of it.
You shouldn't have been put up with that kind of abuse. Have you tried blocking him or reporting him to the website?
Yeah, I already did that, but he kept making new account and start all over again.
Hey, I overheard you guys talking. What's going on?
Louis been bullying Tony online. It's really getting to him.
That is not okay. You should never have to put up with that kind of abuse. Have you talked to mom and dad about it?
No, I don't want to worry them.
It is important that you tell someone. Cyberbullying is a serious issue and it can have lasting effects on your mental health.
Yeah, and it's not just about that. Other people might be going through the same thing like you.
Yeah, I guess I will talk to my parents.
Now I'm here to share what is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a type of bullying that takes place on social media sites and on electronic devices like computer, cell phone, and tablet. It affects people of all age, colors, and gender, and it is increasing worry in today's digital world. Cyberbullying can have serious psychological and emotional effects on the victim, including depression, stress, and in severe cases, which is suicide. Cyberbullying can take many different forms such as distributing false information, making offensive remarks, publishing embarrassing image or video, or using another person's identity online. Cyberbullying can be more harmful to the victim than traditional bullying since it can happen wherever and to a wider audience. The fact that cyberbullying frequently occurs in an anonymous setting is one of the reasons it is so widespread. Cyberbullies may hide themselves behind false individual or anonymous accounts, making it challenging for law enforcement to find them and stop them. Additionally, despite the fact that a lot of people think that cyberbullying is nonsense or just a joke, it can actually have serious consequences. That's all from my part. Now I will pass to my teammate to continue with the example in cyberbullying. Thank you.
Now I'll continue with the example of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying refers to the acts of using technology to embarrass someone else. Here are the examples of cyberbullying. First is posting hurtful comments. One of the most common forms of cyberbullying is posting hurtful comments online. This can be done on social media platforms, forums, or even in online games. Secondly is spreading rumors. Cyberbullies may spread rumors about their target online. This can include false accusation, embarrassing stories, or others' personal information that is the victim would rather keep private. Third, sending threatening message. Cyberbullies may also send threatening message to their target. This message can be sent via email, text, or social media and can be extremely upsetting to the victim. The other example is excluding someone from online groups. Cyberbullies may also use their power to exclude someone from online groups such as chat rooms, social media groups, or online games. So it's important to remember that cyberbullying can have serious consequences for the victim, including depression, anxiety, and even suicide. If you are or someone you know is experiencing cyberbullying, it's important to speak up and seek help. And that's all for the example for cyberbullies. Then I will pass to my groupmate.
As mentioned, verbal abuse can take many different forms, and it can be difficult to recognize because it often happens behind closed doors and can happen anytime, anywhere, such as in a relationship, in the workplace, and in schools. According to a study published in Malaysian Journal of Psychiatry in 2015, 13.7% of the study participants reported experiencing verbal abuse in the past year, with women reporting higher levels of verbal abuse than men. While in 2019, Women's Aid Organization, WOA, a non-profit organization that provides support and services to women who have experienced abuse, including verbal abuse, reported that they received 2,194 calls and emails related to emotional abuse. Moreover, 57% of Malaysian women experience verbal sexual harassment on the street, reported by survey done by Centre for Governance and Political Studies in collaboration with the All Women's Action Society (AWAM). From these two statistical data that mentioned just now, we can see that verbal abuse is such a serious issue. One of the most common verbal abuses happen is at the workplace. Globally, workplace violence in healthcare facilities is reportedly high in prevalence and keeps increasing every day. Similarly, workplace violence against healthcare workers is on the rise in Malaysia too. The reported workplace violence in a public hospital was 38%, and in a primary care and community-based setting was 24.3%. According to article, Perception and Practice of Workplace Violence, Prevention and its Associated Factors among Employers at Healthcare Facilities in Melaka, Malaysia, it has been found that 70% of healthcare workers have experienced verbal abuse, 33% of physical abuse, 25% of bullying, and 4% of sexual harassment in the workplace.
Let's look into the impact of verbal abuse on mental health. The mental health impact of verbal abuse accumulates over time and is often experienced as both a short-term and long-term effect, including anxiety. Verbal abuse is often confusing and can be difficult to predict. After experiencing verbal abuse, victims may feel fearful or anxious that the other people will hurt them similarly. Second, impact of verbal abuse is low self-esteem. For example, insult, humiliation, and other forms of verbal abuse can destroy the sense of self-confidence. Someone who is experiencing verbal abuse might feel like they are worthless or they can't do anything without their abuser. Furthermore, depression is one of the impact of verbal abuse. Studies have found that verbal abuse can be a significant risk factor for a depression after being consistently verbally abused. Many people feel sad, hopeless, or struggle with a feeling of emptiness. Apart from that, social isolation is common for verbal abuser to isolate a victim from a source of support. Even after leaving an abusive relationship, a victim of a verbal abuse may not have the confidence to build a new healthy relationship, leaving some feeling lonely or rejected. In addition, verbal abuse can have a negative impact on mental health, but it can also lead to a health symptom or physical symptom. The chronic stress of abuse can lead to insomnia, edge, and pain, headaches, and other ailments. In short, I just mentioned the 5 most common impact of the verbal abuse is including anxiety, decreased self-esteem, depression, social isolation, and chronic stress. When not addressed, it can cause someone to doubt themselves and their capability. If we are not taken seriously, it will cause several future trouble for a long term. But what action should we take when we discover the symptom I just mentioned by that? So I will pass to my group member Waila will discuss about the tips for dealing with verbal abuse.
Now I'm going to talk about tips to deal with verbal abusing. So the easiest way is to directly call out the abusive behavior when it is safe to do so, and calmly let the person know that something they've said has already landed badly for you. It would be great to use clear language to demand that a behavior to stop and to be clear with your request too. Like for example, hey, please stop saying that I'm useless. It makes me feel sad and hurtful. It would be great if you could let me know how to improve instead. So secondly, in the moment of the verbal abusing happening again, despite your attempts to make it stop, if you have the option of physical leaving the situation, you should take it. You don't need to drive off and go home if the circumstances don't allow for it, like for example, you're at work. But at the very least, you should remove yourself from the person by taking a short walk or go for a short break. If you can't end a relationship or walk away from the verbal abuser because of the circumstances beyond of your control, or if the abuser won't leave you alone and proceeds to harass or stalk you, you'll want to seek help and support from professionals or people you trust, for example, your families, your best friends, or even some NGO. So instead of ruminating on what happened, which is saddening and depressing after you have gone through all the verbal abusing stuff, work to build a better future for yourself. Think about your personal goals and what you want to achieve. Setting aside time for personal development can help you rebuild your confidence and improve your life and be a better self. Thank you. I'll pass to the next person.
The next topic is the legal consequences of verbal abuse. Under the Malaysia Penal Code, verbal abuse can be considered as a form of assault. In Section 351, whoever make any gesture or any preparation intending or knowing it to be likely that such gesture or preparation will cause any person present to apprehend that he would make that gesture or preparation is about to use criminal forces to that person, it is said to commit an assault. The punishment of assault ranges from 3 months to 10 years. If the verbal abuse rises to the level of threatening behavior, it may also be considered as criminal intimidation. In Section 506, whoever commits the offense of criminal intimidation shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years or with a fine or with both. For cyberbullying, under the Malaysia Communication and Multimedia Act 1998, It is an offense to use any communication network, including digital media, to transmit any communication that is obscene, indecent, false, menacing, or offensive. Under Section 233, an offense of improper use of network services, such as making any comments that is considered offensive, abusive, and intend to harass another person, is punishable with up to 1 year imprisonment, a fine up to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia, or both upon conviction.
If you have been facing serious verbal abuse, here are some organizations that you can contact on to talk about this issue. So the first one is Women Aid Organization, which stands for WAO. It is a non-profit organization that aims to support women who have experienced abuse, including verbal abuse. They provide various services such as shelter, counseling, and legal assistance to empower and protect women in difficult situations. The next one is MHA, which is the Malaysian Mental Health Association. It is a non-profit organization committed to promoting mental well-being in Malaysia. They provide counseling service specifically tailored to individuals facing mental health issues, including those who have been affected by verbal abuse. MMHA offers a compassionate and supportive environment where individuals can seek professional help and guidance. Lastly, Talian Kasih is a national hotline in Malaysia that serves as a vital resource for victims of abuse, including verbal abuse. It offers support, advice, and guidance to individuals who are experiencing difficult circumstances. Whether you need someone to talk to or assistance in navigating through challenging situations, Talian Kasih is there to help. In conclusion, verbal abuse is a pervasive issue that can have detrimental effects on individuals and society, whether it occurs within organizations, families, or on social media platforms. This form of abuse involves the use of demeaning, hurtful, and disrespectful language to manipulate, control, and intimidate others. Within organizations, verbal abuse can create a toxic work environment, leading to decreased productivity, low morale, and high turnover rates. It can hinder effective communication, erode trust among colleagues, and impede personal and professional growth. In families, verbal abuse can be particularly damaging due to the close relationship involved, can cause long-lasting emotional scars, erode self-esteem, and contribute to a cycle of abuse that can extend across generations. Social media platforms, while providing and offering great potential for connectivity and expression, can also become breeding ground for verbal abuse. The relative anonymity and distance provided by the internet can embolden individuals to engage in harsh and hurtful behavior, often targeting vulnerable individuals. Ultimately, combating verbal abuse requires a collective effort from individuals, communities, and institutions. By fostering culture of respect, promoting open communication, and embracing empathy, we can work towards creating safer and more inclusive space where verbal abuse has no place. That's all for our presentation about the issue. Thank you and have a nice day.